Good evening from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan Ava. This is just getting better and better for the racist Florida governor, Ron DeSantis. A group of asylum seekers whom he flew to Martha's Vineyard island last week are now suing him. They filed their lawsuit in Massachusetts federal court just earlier today, accusing the governor and other Florida officials of carrying out a premeditated, fraudulent, and illegal scheme centered on exploiting their vulnerability for the sole purpose of advancing their own personal, financial, and political interests. The news of the lawsuit came just hours after reports that another flight of migrants may be heading to Delaware today. Officials and volunteers there quickly scrambled to help. They say they got a tip that a plane was set to land just miles away from the President Biden's vacation home in Rehoboth Beach. The White House said it was aware of those reports, and when reporters asked President Biden about it, this is what President Biden had to say to the racist governor of Florida.
He should come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline.
Governor DeSantis said today that he could not confirm the possibility of the flight that was happening, and last that I checked, the plane had not even shown up at all. And all this is as a sheriff in Texas says that he's investigating whether anybody committed a crime by sending those migrants to Massachusetts. At a press conference earlier today, Texas County Sheriff Javier Salazar announced the opening of a criminal investigation into the people who transported those migrants, those 48 migrants from San Antonio, Texas to Martha's Vineyard.
Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Sheriff Javier Salazar with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. We wanted to call this conference to answer, I guess, just a bunch of questions we've been getting throughout the day in piecemeal fashion. We're just going ahead and clear the air for everyone. We are opening up a case with an investigation with regard to the suspected activities involving the 48 migrants from Venezuela that, as we understand it at this point, the facts of the case at this point, are that on Wednesday, September 14th, here in Bexar County in the city of San Antonio, our understanding is that a Venezuelan migrant was paid what we would call a bird dog fee to recruit approximately 50 migrants from the area around a migrant resource center on San Pedro here in San Antonio. As we understand it, 48 migrants were lured, I will use the word lured, under false pretenses into staying at a hotel for a couple of days. They were taken by airplane. At a certain point, they were shuttled to an airplane where they were flown to Florida and then eventually flown to Martha's Vineyard, again under false pretenses is the information that we have. That they were promised work, they were promised the solution to several of their problems. They were taken to Martha's Vineyard from what we can gather for little more than a photo op, video op, and then they were unceremoniously stranded in Martha's Vineyard. What infuriates me the most about this case is that here we have 48 people that are already on hard times, right? They are here legally in our country at that point. They have every right to be where they are. And I believe that they were preyed upon. Somebody came from out of state, preyed upon these people, lured them with promises of a better life, which is what they were absolutely looking for, with the knowledge that they were going to cling to whatever hope they could be offered for a better life, to just be exploited and hoodwinked into making this trip to Florida and then onward to Martha's Vineyard for what I believe to be nothing more than political posturing to make a point. Well, look, we all know that during a political campaign, things can get nasty, things can get out of hand, but when you're playing with human lives of people that are already in a desperate situation, people that again, had every right to be where they were, but were lured under false pretenses, that does tend to bother me quite a bit. And so we are absolutely opening up an investigation into this. Since this past weekend, I've been talking to at least one non-governmental organization involved in the case, LULAC National. Also been talking to at least one attorney involved with representing these folks that are still up on the East Coast, as well as several members of the media, local and national, And all indications are that at this point we are going to be opening an investigation. It is way too early for me to start naming any suspects. We do have the names of some suspects involved that we believe are persons of interest in this case at this point, but I won't be parting with those names. I think to be fair, I think everybody on this call knows who those names are already, so I won't be naming any of them. But suffice it to say, we will be opening up a case.
To support my work, please click the subscribe, the like button, and the notification bell so you wouldn't miss any of my new videos.